Hey.
Warning, this podcast may contain technical difficulties and eggs and bunnies and all sorts of Easter-based stuff. I was going to say shenanigans, and I went with stuff.
Yeah, and also language and content that some people might find offensive, but I don't know. We'll
It might
see.
do. It's a bit Jesus-y.
Yeah.
Bad Easter jokes.
They're going to be excellent. I know what you're talking about.
And roll credits. Welcome back to Seesaw Podcast, the inexplicable logout and destruction of a Twitch stream that is podcasts. We're going old school today. No guest, but no stream either.
It is streaming.
Well, maybe it is.
Yeah.
We can't see if it's streaming.
It says it's streaming.
Okay, well, we can't see that. So if we are live, then great. Don't put anything in the chat because we can't see it. So we have a chocolatey Easter-filled episode for you today because we've done pretty much every single traditional holiday without doing Easter. So we'll see how this one goes. But before we kick off, Cleaves, have you calmed down from the technical rage?
Not yet, but I'm going to, hopefully.
Okay. Drink one of your 2 caffeinated beverages,
I will.
and then hopefully you'll feel better.
I'm already starting to feel better.
Good. Have you tried adding them together?
Nah, it sounds gross.
Apparently it's a thing.
Yeah.
Coffee and Coke?
No.
Coke even released a coffee version of Coca-Cola.
Okay, well, there's something
I've
to
not
try.
heard this. I'm learning 2 things today.
It's a bit weird when you
Deep
drink a bit of both because one's
caffeinated.
quite sweet and the other one's quite bitter.
Yeah, but I think that's the idea, that it balances out.
That's like me.
Well, apart from the sweet part. And then your sweet threads.
Thanks.
Selina, how many beverages have you got?
I'm on the water, as per usual.
Well, premium athlete there. More like a
Oh,
mathlete.
talking of athlete, we beat Sweden twice.
Ooh, do you actually score this time?
Not me, but
Scoring was done.
yes. We won 2-0 and 1-0.
Nice.
Very nice.
Where was
Yeah.
that
At St George's Park.
Oh yeah, home of football.
Exactly. I'm glad you. I was just about to say that, and I'm glad you remembered.
Wow. So you didn't get a cool trip to Sweden, which would be very cool in the literal sense at this point.
No, I did not.
Maybe
I
next
have
time.
other stuff to report. Like normally when you ask me like how am I and all that, I have nothing to say. I've got all sorts.
Okay, well, keep it going then.
Hang on, I'm just letting Riley in. He's crying outside the door. All right.
Never work with technology or dogs.
Right, he's in. So multiple things. One, I got my hair cut, which isn't really that relevant, but if we were going to...
You know when you're expecting something good.
Yeah. I don't know what I was expecting, but haircut was not one of it.
I had my
it
haircut too.
links in. Oh, did
Okay.
you?
Yeah, go on.
But I also received a lovely package a few days ago
What's
from
that
our podcast guest, Anna Cafone.
Nice.
Yeah, she sent us a thank you card for having her on the podcast, and I got some products as well, 6 products in fact.
Nice.
Ooh.
Which I'll be trying with my now I've got my nice new haircut. I'll be trying my nice new products. I'll be a new woman, and you wait till I've got my camera on.
Yeah, I was about to say everyone could see that nice new do on.
You wait.
No, that's great. And thank you, Anna. Because Selina hasn't said thank you yet, but on behalf of the show,
Oh, she
thank you
did.
for the card.
Thank you for the
And-
thank you. Yeah, no, I was well pleased. Best podcast present I've had since doing the show, I have to say.
How dare
Wow.
you? You got a hoodie from us
Wow.
once.
Not to mention whatever I bought you on that birthday. That ring pull opener.
Ring pull opening,
I got you some ready written braille cards.
Oh, talking of braille cards, actually, that's another thing. So up Brownies, we have some levers that are going up to guides, and one of them She
Thought you
brailled
meant,
her
like actual
name.
levers, like levers and pulleys.
No.
Anyway,
She brailled her name like in beads on the front of the card. Well, I'm sorry, my name, my brownie name, Robin. And then she also brailled her name in the card. But it was an actual proper braille card that said thank you on the front.
oh, lovely.
That's nice.
Thoughtful.
Yeah. Did you get some Terry chocolate orange segments as well?
No, I got lint and I got
Ah.
miniature heroes from another brownie and she made me a bracelet. So yeah, it's all good.
Miniature heroes. Who invited that kid?
Well, we'll get onto the appropriate chocolates, especially for the Easter season as well.
Celebrations or go home. T, what have you been up to?
Applying for other jobs and various other things. So been busy with work, and it's the last election season I'm going to ever do here. Even if I'm stacking shelves in the supermarket, I'm not doing it again. So yeah, just busy looking for work, pretty much. But tip here, when you are looking for a new job, try and have a job you're already in, unless you don't have a job, in which case start looking for work.
How is that a tip? That's not helpful at all.
You were saying just don't walk out of your job before you have a new one.
Yeah, basically, don't
Right,
walk out of your
okay.
job before you have a new one. Someone that I worked with last year walked out of their job before having a new one, and they were unemployed for like 3 months before they found something, which they don't seem to be enjoying either. So, although I'm not a fan of my job, I will tolerate it until I find something better.
That's on record now as well.
Yeah.
Well, and on a high note when it comes to a roundup. All right, moving on to Easter.
No,
This is
hang on, I
East-
have something else to raise
Oh,
before that.
good Lord. I need to cut all this shit, Selina. Right, go on.
RNIB Seeing Differently Awards
Oh, yeah, we didn't get nominated. We didn't get to the fucking
shortlist.
shortlist.
Yeah, it's
bullshit.
another one that we've been snubbed by. Just thought we'd raise that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
So
all.
apparently everyone has a downer note to finish on.
Yeah.
I don't like my work either at the minute. I just want to join the club, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah,
Easter.
Easter. Is it everyone's favorite holiday? No. Is it
No.
everyone's second favorite holiday? Probably not. Is it a close third? Maybe.
Is it really a holiday?
For Christians, probably.
yeah.
Anyway.
Well, definitely.
Luckily for both you two, because I imagine once again I'm the only person that's done any research here. I've done some research on Easter.
On Easter? I think we all went to school, but go on.
Oh, no. Okay. You tell me where
No.
Easter originated. I'll sit back and I'll clasp my hands and casually listen to your dulcet tones. Off
Do
you
you
go.
know what? I don't want you to put that research to waste. So
Oh,
go
yeah,
on.
that's what I thought.
So, can I take a crack at it?
Yeah, go on then.
It's the Christian religious festival of the reincarnation, rebirth of Jesus Christ.
I thought you might say that. Easter actually originated as an ancient pagan celebration of the spring equinox.
Oh, that's a fun word as well.
It is actually, yeah.
But that's
Although,
where,
there is also the Christianity part.
yeah, and that's where the eggs come from, because it was an egg-shaped rock that was used to block the tomb where Christ was put to the rest. So,
Warning, this podcast may contain fake news.
Yeah.
In Christianity, the day was dedicated to observing the resurrection of old JC, as he was known to his friends, celebrated around the time of the Jewish Passover. As the gospel of Christ spread, early Christians who did not participate in Jewish customs eventually merged their ceremonies with the pagan spring festival, recognizing Easter as Resurrection Day.
nice.
Lovely.
Now, I'm not going to lie, I did a fair old amount of research. So does anyone want to kick off about Easter and their all kind of traditions and shit? And because I've got a lot of shit about Easter symbols and all that kind of jazz.
Okay.
Symbols.
Yeah, stuff associated with Easter.
Like Hot
Okay,
Cross
okay.
Buns.
Yeah, I
Right.
got a Hot Cross Buns section.
Nice.
I don't like Hot Cross Buns.
Okay, let's start there. Now,
Firstly,
actually,
it's
I have to have a little side note with tea. Should we get rid of her?
I think we should.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It's
just
been a year and
bread.
we've tried it out, and
Yeah,
she does tick a few good boxes and everything, but
she does, but I think this has got to be the final straw. If
Yeah.
we're being completely honest. I think. I mean,
talk about it next week over the
what-
week and maybe just make an
what's the
announcement.
problem with bread? I mean, Jesus
Yeah,
fucking Christ, I know she's
sweet bread as
picky.
well. Maybe it's a current spot.
You're just worried when I'm going to get my camera on.
You've been saying that for like the whole year. Okay,
It's,
right.
it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So are the
So
dragons. Where?
So what's your beef with hot cross buns?
Yeah.
I don't. They're too sweet. I don't like. I
Okay.
don't like raisins and stuff. It's
Okay.
too sweet.
It's look. Fair enough. The whole raisins part is
It's kind of regrettable.
it's fair enough. But let me tell you a little something about hot cross buns.
Mhm.
Originally, it was called an Albany bun. Oh wait, have I
Right.
read that wrong? An Alban bun. My bad. Anyway, in St Albans in England,
Oh yeah.
in 1361, old brother Thomas Rodcliffe later gave birth to Daniel Radcliffe. Again, podcast may contain fake news. As a 14th century Christian monk in St Albans, and he developed the delicious, sweet Alban bun, and it was, then widely distributed to poor people on Good Friday. You'll
Oh.
find that a lot of these traditions come kind of with poor folk.
Nice.
But anyway, yeah, sweet bread. I don't know if it had raisins back in 1361.
Maybe not. I can't
Is that
say
why
one
it's
way or the
Good Friday? Because you get like
No, it's
hot
Good
cross
Friday
buns
because Jesus died, and everyone was like, yeah,
other.
Not that you get
But
free
there's a
hot cross
cross in the
buns.
bun because of Christianity.
yeah. You please tell me at least, in your infinite wisdom from we all went to school, that you know why there's a cross on the hot cross bun.
Yeah, I never really considered it. But now you
Fucking hell.
say it.
Jesus Christ.
See, we need to have more conversations.
Yeah, I know we need to, but we'll save it till
You know
later.
what, but
I feel like I'm going to alienate everyone that has a religion here, but Selina's going to alienate everyone that's ever been into baking.
Yeah. The thing is as well, like, okay, fair enough, raisins. If that's not your jam, fine.
Mhm.
But there's loads of variants of hot cross buns now. Like you can get chocolate ones. I was
Yeah,
in
but
Co-op
they're
the
all
other day.
sweet. They're all fruity and too sweet. Too sweet.
No, they're not, because there is one that Co-op have at the moment, which they are recommending that people have with cheese and chutney, like a cheese on toast with chutney.
Is it a cob? Are you
No,
basically just
it's-
describing a cob?
No, it's a hot cross bun, and it's made with garam masala and honey and a little bit of chili. And
Oh,
it's
honey's too sweet. No,
and it's
I
a
can't do honey
savoury,
either.
savoury bun.
Honey's
How
too
can it be
sweet.
savoury? It's got honey all over it.
I think it's
Yeah.
glaze to it, but it's mostly like a savoury.
It never says hot cross bun and not hot cob bun.
Maybe.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
I feel like you're going to alienate me through this entire episode, Selina, with your
hatred.
Maybe not. Let's just hot cross
maybe not. Yeah,
buns.
let's
Yeah.
I'm not going to negative filter this. I'm going to keep on a high note. But hot cross buns, they're delicious,
They are
and I'm not
delicious.
going to lie. Whether it be 4 or 6 pack, I could probably smash my way through one.
Mhm.
Especially with hot butter or cold butter.
Let me
or
ask you
hot
this:
cross bun.
do you like your hot cross buns toasted?
Oh yes. Oh yes. How do you get them
Slightly more
hot,
sensual than I was
you
anticipating.
toast them up like real good, and then you put a big dab of butter on them, and like, oh, it's the best thing with a cup of tea or coffee, like banging.
I really should have had a hot cross bun with this podcast. I got the coffee part, and that's nothing to do with Easter.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's move away from this frankly undeserved confectional hate from Selina. So another tradition which we have always done in my family, and I know a lot of people do this, but
We better be doing egg hunt last.
having lamb. So traditional roast dinner with lamb as the primary meat.
Want to know why that is? Luckily, you got Cleaves here. For Christians, lamb is more a representation of old JC sacrificing himself and dying on the cross. Jesus, being the Lamb of God, not the band, it's most likely that Christians eat lamb at Easter to remember the sacrifice, as opposed to, eating old JC.
Yeah. It's
Is
also
that where
lamb
the
meat.
nursery rhyme comes from?
What nursery rhyme?
Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb.
Mary had a little lamb, we killed her name for Easter. Yeah, I get it.
Well, no, like Mary had Jesus. So I was thinking lamb, Jesus,
Oh,
Mary,
do
maybe.
you know what? That might be it.
Yeah, maybe.
Get us in the chat. We're not reading it.
Also, from what you just said there, I had the image in my head of lambs on crucifixes in the fields as you're driving through
Jesus Christ.
the countryside.
That is dark.
To represent the... Just the
God
way
damn.
you said it before, I was like, that's a dark image.
It's a sacrificial lamb. They probably would have just knifed it.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, God.
And lamb is delicious and it is traditional, especially in the UK. Like, we do like a little bit of lamb, lamby lamb. And now over to Selina so she can say why the tradition is stupid and she hates it.
When I used to eat meat, lamb was my favorite meat, but now I don't eat meat, so I'm
Do you
pescatarian.
not have a little cheeky lamb chop on Easter when Santi isn't looking?
I can't eat meat now because it gives me a bad tummy because I've not eaten it for so long. And once when I had some chicken, because we bought chicken by mistake, and I ate it, and I thought, well, I might as well eat it now. It's cooked, it's ready. I paid for it.
So that's all meat and not the piss poor job you did of cooking the chicken on that one occasion.
It was a ready meal.
Okay, so it might be a ready meal. It might just be it was a shit meal, Selina. Like the fact
Ready
that
meals aren't notoriously great.
No.
It was Marks and Spencer's. Come on, it's me.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But-
sorry.
I don't think
If I
you're
was
getting
the
rid of
rich
your
girl.
evolution, like, and becoming intolerant to meat because you haven't eaten it for a few years. I don't
Honestly,
think that's how it works.
It might be.
does. You
Well-
can't just if you're not eating something for so long, my body's changed.
You just have to take it a little bit at a time.
Yeah,
and get
I'd have
yourself
to
back into it.
Well,
Probably not the best thing to do.
well, I expect to see like a lamb chop in an Instagram post from you.
I don't have Instagram.
Okay, so Cleaves, you've
You
got
know,
me.
sometimes you just think, fuck me, it's a shambles to it.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
So,
Lamb. Okay, right, lamb.
yeah.
The most research I've ever done on lamb is just before this podcast, and it took me a swift Googling. Other than that, my family is not a big Eastery family, so we don't get together on Easter. We don't eat lamb. We don't do the whole Easter meal thing. Usually, as a kid, my parents during the Easter holidays dropped me off with my grandparents while they fucked off on holiday somewhere nice. And we were on a caravan site in Norfolk, usually.
Ooh.
Actually, it was pretty sick. They had a little games room and a free pool table and ping pong table. I actually really liked it. I'm not gonna lie. I make it sound shit, but it was banging. It was like the In Between Caravan Club episode. It was great.
We're in Norfolk, so I like Wales Next to Sea.
Oh, What's Next to Sea? Sick, mate. I love that place.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
man. I just like you watch all the little people sat on the side doing the crabbing. Oh man. Anyway, they got best fish and chips there. Anyway, my point is, it was pretty close to Kings Lynn, but Norfolk, they'll drive anywhere. Their grandparents, isn't they? They love going out and just driving shitty places.
Nice.
Anyway, enough about my reminiscing of childhood. What about you, T? You're a Goddy family. What's the lamb stuff
We
like?
were a Goddy family for many years, and then
Now we're a Gordy family.
then we kind of moved away from it. We moved away from my mother's side of the family, and there was no longer religious pressure from like the Celtic, very strict Catholic side. So then we just sort of drifted away. I recall going to mass a fair bit when I was growing up, like Easter mass, which is long. It's so long.
Hey, so is masturbates now. It once ran for a month.
Yep, that is true.
Dog versus Cain. Gosh.
I'm pretty sure that Easter mass lasts longer, to be honest. So we do that. We'd have like a traditional roast, sort of with lamb as the primary thing, or mutton. We used to have mutton as well because it was a lot cheaper than lamb.
Old lamb.
Yeah,
Mm.
but we used to have that as well. And that's,
Was it dressed as lamb?
I don't know, I can't remember.
Okay.
But mutton, delicious, but you can't get it very readily in the UK anymore unless you go to a specialist place for sort of like West Indian cooking and stuff like that, where they're more likely to have mutton. But you can't really get it anymore. So you've got to go for lamb. Selina P, what didn't you do at Easter?
Well, I'm not Christian, but we often went on holiday during Easter.
Well,
Not
there's
gonna
been
lie.
I was really
opportunity.
hoping that one of us would have done something religious over this holiday that we're talking about, because I feel at this point it's not just me being blasphemous. Blasphemous? Blasphemous?
Well, I used to go to mass. So there you go.
Blasphemous?
That ticks the box there.
Yeah, ages ago. When was the last time you went? 1985?
I wasn't born then. So Selina went on holiday.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Was that
It's gonna be way more.
that's it?
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
I don't think I
Um,
even knew when it was like Easter Sunday, to be quite honest. Like it was just when you're
It's
abroad.
Holy Week, you know from school, Selina. Palm
Yeah.
Sunday, he rides in on the donkey. Everyone loves him, and within a week, they've all turned and killed him.
Yep.
But it's Easter holidays, so you go on holiday, and it's just another day that passes by. Like actually, I never really got like many Easter eggs and stuff, especially if you're on holiday. No need to get them.
okay,
Okay,
right.
right.
But I do like Easter eggs.
Okay, well let's get
We're
on.
doing that last. I've got some other shit to get through
Okay,
first.
go for
Okay,
your other
okay.
shit.
What
right.
else is there?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked, because apparently no one else knows about Easter.
Easter bunny.
No, we're not doing that yet. We're doing that after this one.
Okay.
Easter lilies. Heard of those? White
No.
lilies.
What?
Anyway, let me tell you about Easter lilies. White lilies, aka Easter lilies, are the flower of Easter, and it's associated with purity and resurrection. Everything's about resurrection. One legend says that lilies grew in the garden of, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Gethsemane. Gethsemane? Anyway, where old JC prayed before the night of his death.
Oh,
Anyway, moving on to rabbits,
delicious.
aka, yeah, okay, delicious rabbits / originally the Easter hare / now Easter bunny.
And the mascot for Cadbury's Caramel.
Oh yeah, the over-sexualized caramel bunny.
Yeah. Why was that
Something
thing?
for the dads.
Yeah, for the dads. Let's have a sexualized rabbit to sell your chocolate. Come on, Cadbury's. What's wrong with you?
Hey, it worked.
Well, I don't know. I'll take your word on that.
Want to know why rabbits are around? Let me
Something
tell
to
you.
do with spring.
Yes, well done. It also originated in the pagan festival of, again, can't pronounce this, I'm going to say Eostra, represented by the northern goddess, who was associated with the rabbit and hare. You know, it's a symbol of like fertility. Fucking, yeah, I was going to say fucking, yeah. Yeah, basically fucking,
That's
yeah.
all they do.
Yeah.
That's literally all they do.
There's your
Also
background.
delicious.
Or, it's basically just chicken with more bones.
Yeah, but still good.
Yeah, but why not just have chicken?
Because sometimes I had rabbit. You know? Anywho, rabbits. Yeah, you'll get the Easter bunny knocking around, but it'll be on a lot of branding and stuff like that.
The lint bunny. I've had a lint bunny.
No, I haven't.
Oh, mate, you're missing out. Get
Think
your wife
I
to get you
have.
one. It's lint chocolate,
Hmm.
shaped like a bunny,
Shape of a bunny.
and it has a little
bunny.
bell on its neck.
Yes, yes. I think I have had one.
I have seen them. I just have never bought
I know
them.
they exist. They're like the most delicious Easter egg you can get. The most expensive.
Oh, they're not cheap.
They're probably like the basics range in Waitrose where Selina shops.
Yeah, not wrong there. So, shall we move on to the last bit about Easter eggs and egg hunts? Because then we can maybe put a blinky spin on it which we should have been doing all this time, but nothing was relevant.
How dare you?
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you about eggs. Right, I'll give you the background, of course. Easter decorations such as eggs, bunnies and sweets, and various other things are a pre-Christian spring symbol, and the symbol goes all the way back to ancient Babylonians. They believed an egg fell from heaven into Euphrates River. I definitely said that right. And hatched into the goddess of fertility.
The
Fucking
Euphrates.
again. What?
The
Mm.
Euphrates River.
Whatever. I don't even know you know that.
Because I've been reading a book recently on the Persian conquest. And they took over Babylon. But carry on.
In many pre-Christian societies, eggs held association with spring and new
Fertility.
life.
Yeah, and birth. Yeah, all of the above.
Anyway, the Christian, wait, hang on. Yeah, Christians adapted the symbol, making the egg the symbol of resurrection. And the empty shell as a metaphor for Jesus's tomb.
Yep. That's why Easter eggs don't have fillings in them, because you should be having Christ on the inside.
Yeah, well, have a Smarties Easter egg. Trust me, there's Smarties in there.
Oh yeah, delicious.
Are you allowed
Anyway.
to do that anymore? Like you know when we were younger, you used to get Easter eggs and you pop it open, it's got like Cadbury's buttons or something in like a packet and stuff. You don't get that anymore. Now like it's next to the egg. Like what's the point of that?
The Smarties ones have the Smarties in. Just saying. Anyway, let me finish. God damn it.
Hey,
Right.
sorry.
I'm just blaspheming all over this holiday. In the medieval period, this one was my favorite, actually. Eating eggs was forbidden during Lent, which is the 40-day period before Easter. I did so much research. Fuck me. On Easter Sunday, where the fast ended and, you know, all the people got merry and feasted and shit, eggs were considered an important part of this celebration. This was especially true, once again, for the poor folk who couldn't afford meat. Eggs were also given to the church on Good Friday as Good Friday offerings, and villagers often gave eggs as gifts to the Lord of the Manor. That would probably be Selina back then.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. But she doesn't like eggs.
I do
No?
like eggs.
Oh, thank fuck.
You like eggs?
Yeah.
I thought you were vegan now.
I'm not vegan, I'm pescatarian.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I eat fish and eggs
All
and
right.
vegetable stuff.
How
So-
are you with caviar? Can you eat that?
I've never tried it.
So, what have you done research on the origin of the egg hunt?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, T. The custom of the Easter egg hunt, however, comes from Germany. Some suggest that its origins date back to the late 16th century, when the Protestant reformer Martin Luther organized egg hunts for his congregation. The men, obviously, would hide the eggs for the women and children because they didn't have rights back then to do that sort of thing. This was a nod to the story of the resurrection, in which the empty tomb was discovered by a woman. Or by women, sorry.
But they didn't have chocolate eggs back then. These were just eggs.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
all right. Chocolate probably was less of a thing back in the 16th century.
When did chocolate take over?
Well, you'll be glad to know, Selina, that I didn't actually research that part. So
That's
I
the bit
imagine
I wanted
that's
to
literally my
know.
research out.
It's probably, if I'll probably, it's probably wrong.
What is this podcast make it in? Fake news.
An educated guess is very similar to how Coca-Cola invented Santa Claus and stuff like that, and like the color palette. I imagine it was probably commercialism of we
I
can
don't
make
think Santa
chocolate
Claus was
eggs.
invented. I think Santa Claus.
It was Saint Nick, but Coca-Cola just gave him the red suit.
Yeah, made him red. I knew that. They didn't invent him.
No, but that's why I said like inventing the image of him. That's what I meant to say.
You didn't say that. But okay.
Well, I said, fucking hell. So I imagine it was the whole like, oh, we can turn chocolate into eggs, and now let's sell these to children and stuff.
Oh, gross.
No one wants a shitty egg.
Well, I'm glad you asked. The chocolate eggs are said to have originated in France and Germany in the early 19th century. But here in the UK, it was J.S. Fry and Sons Limited of Fry's Chocolate, no, of Cadbury's Chocolate, who produced the first chocolate egg in 1873.
Wow.
Okay, so a lot to unpack here.
This has been more of a history lesson than a chocolate egg blinky episode, hasn't it?
Yeah, so how this is all linked to
So, have
disability.
well, that I'm going to get us to there. So, have we ever done an egg hunt as a child, and would we do one with sight loss?
How would you make an egg hunt accessible, basically?
You would have to put beepers on them, wouldn't you? You'd have to. It'd have to be like an audible thing where you put little beepers on them.
Like metal detectors, but egg detectors.
Yeah, but like a little beep, 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 beep sort of thing, and then put them in the hardest to reach place, like up a tree.
Selina, would that work for you as a proper blind person?
I'm just seeing myself with my cane swinging it about up a tree, trying to knock this egg down.
I know. Does that sound like fun to you?
Sure, I've never actually done an egg hunt, because I was super busy on holiday, clearly, growing up.
How the
But
other half live.
as we were walking Riley earlier, there was like numbers scattered around my parents' village, for an egg hunt, and I didn't really understand it, or yeah, I didn't really get it.
But if there was an accessible egg hunt,
How would you make it accessible for
Okay,
you?
no, but you need to explain egg hunts to me, full stop.
Right, okay. So basically, your parents, or in the olden days, the men, used to get eggs and hide them from the women and children. My theory is they were like, lads,
this
Pub?
would be funny.
pub? Yeah, but what about the old ball and chain of kids? So my theory is that they probably just hid all them to keep them busy while they all went for a few pints.
Yeah.
Could be true, could not be.
And they walk around.
It was the
little
olden
baskets
days.
and then fill them with
Okay.
eggs, don't they? So,
But yeah, effectively, someone hides a load of eggs, chocolate eggs nowadays,
Mhm.
and kids have to find them. It's fun, isn't it? Just hide
So you
eggs
find
somewhere.
an egg at every point, like, because
You just hide them
these
everywhere, anywhere and everywhere.
Okay, I'm just thinking the one that I saw earlier was just numbers everywhere. There weren't any eggs.
Oh yeah, it's not like
maybe it's a clue sort of thing, like a
Commercial clue.
scavenger hunt.
Yeah,
sort
scavenger
of
hunt,
thing.
yeah.
Like,
Oh,
get to number 5, and here's a clue where the egg might be.
right, yeah. I think it's more like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Whereas I think mine's more, yeah, okay.
Actual egg to egg.
Yeah, I think I did one when I was growing up, like at church, where they put like eggs all around like the grounds, and then the kids ran around looking for them. I had shit sight then, and I didn't find any. But luckily, my dad knew that, and he sort of like had 3 or 4 in the car. He's like, "There you go, mate." I was like, "Cheers, Dad." So I still got my eggs. But yeah, I can remember, yeah, that I didn't get any, and it was frustrating because all the kids were running around with their eggs. Like, I found one. I was like, damn it, I can't see any of this.
Do you think it'd be easier, right, if you had, for example, here's my pitch for a blinky egg hunt, right?
Mhm.
You get a clue. It's going to be a scavenger based hunt, right? And there are a certain amount of eggs at a certain location, and you get the clue, and it says on it, I don't know, whatever it is, you read it, or Braille or whatever thing you use, and then you have to go find that particular location, maybe with beeps. I don't fucking know. Anyway, you only get to that next location. I assume you have to have sort of basic local knowledge. Selina, would you say you had basic local knowledge?
I can use Soundscape.
Okay, brilliant. Right, let's say it's based on Soundscape, right? And I don't know, you got to get to you figure out that the clue is a church, and you're like, right, I've got to get from my house to the church.
Okay.
Would that be doable?
Yes, if you
All
look
right,
it
grand.
up on Soundscape, like, it'll give me, can give me directions how to get there.
Sweet. And then when you get to the church, you get an egg, and then you also get another clue.
And you get a mobility lesson in the process. It's, learning new routes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some exercise to burn off all those eggs.
Yeah, this is a win-win all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you get your next clue and you go to the next place, and then it starts off really crappy. You get like a mini egg, like one Cadbury's mini egg, and
Oh
then
gosh, that's going to be hard to find.
no, at each point you get given it. It's like like during the London Marathon where you get like the little drinks points, and someone hands you
Yeah.
a
Okay, someone's
like a
physically going to hand
refueling
me it.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like that. So they give you like one mini egg, like bon appetit, don't eat it all at once.
hmm
And then the eggs get slightly better as you go along. And then the first person to reach the final egg, it's like one of those giant
Like 20
50
quid. Ones.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like 50 quid. Yeah, Mars ones that's like bigger than your head.
Yeah, they get quite big. I like it. I think it's a good idea. I mean, I just buy eggs. I just buy an egg at Easter for my wife, and it's like, there you go.
Are you gonna pitch the radar version, or?
I mean, I think if you did something similar, like with say Soundscape, and then maybe there was an app which you could use for like, oh, I'm nearby it, and it could use your GPS to tell you're near, and then like,
I think you can do that on Soundscape. You can put little markers in,
yeah, like a little beacon.
so it could
and
make
then,
a noise that if you're near one. And you
yeah,
can-
like a chicken, like clucking, something like that. 'Cause they lay eggs, don't they? So
Oh, do they?
yeah, so a little like, and then you got to follow the chicken to find where the chicken is. To find your egg.
Yes.
Yeah, put them in the basket. That sort of
Okay.
thing. Yeah, I think that would work. I mean, I'm not going to do it, but it would work.
So normally, right, on a regular egg hunt, how do you find the eggs? How
With
does
your
it?
eyes.
Yeah, you gotta look for them. It's quite a
You
visual.
literally just look.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know how they're done now. Like if they're using like the branded ones, or if you get the unbranded eggs, but they used to be in like multicolored like foil, so like quite shiny, but you have blue ones and red ones
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yellows. And now all the Cadburys and stuff like that, they're all just like purple. Like they're all just like branded purple
Well,
ones.
my parents are fucking lazy. Remember my family gave me like eggs as a kid. They kept them in the boxes and they just took the boxes around the garden and the house and shit. They ain't opening them up and taking the eggs out.
No, that's what we used to have happen. Like, and they used to be like that, and then you never got the other thing that was
Yeah,
purple.
that sounds like your parents had a fucking field day with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I imagine they did. But you should just get the egg, basically.
I'm pretty sure my parents wrote my and my sister's names on them as well to make
Yeah.
sure we both got one each.
Yeah. Well, that's smart.
So okay, so normally it's visual,
Mm.
but if you've got a set location like your house, why can't you just feel around and look for an egg? Why is that not accessible? Like,
Well, you could
It
do
would be, but do you think it would take quite a long time?
yeah, but does that matter? How long should an egg hunt normally last? What's the
So-
problem with that?
They last around half an hour, depending. But if you woke up Easter morning, Easter Sunday, and Santa said,
Mhm.
"I've got an egg for you," it's
Mhm.
somewhere in the house.
So
Off
you only
you
get one
go.
egg. Oh, I was
You
thinking of
usually get
multiple
several.
eggs.
Yeah, like if you're
Yeah.
a kid, you'll get like eggs from your auntie and uncle and parents
Okay.
or whatever.
Let's say there's 3 eggs then. Like Santa's got one, your parents have got you one, and like your in-laws
Mhm.
got you one, and they've been hidden around the house. It's like, okay, crack on. Yeah, you can have them when you find them. How long is it going to take you before you get pissed off?
I don't know, but it's kind of the idea of looking for it without. It sounds quite exciting initially.
Yeah, you can say 10
Ransacking the
minutes, Selina,
house.
it's fine.
Then suddenly you put them all in the attic.
I don't know. I feel like okay, if you can't find it after so long, when you get a clue, maybe.
Okay, that's fair. If you
Or
did
you
it with
do
your
like when
partner,
you
that's
were,
not bad.
you know, when you're like younger, you're like warm, are getting hotter, you're red hot, like
Oh my God,
that.
I think
Can
my
we have
parents did that when I
instructions
couldn't
like
find
that?
the last ones. Yeah, that's
No.
bringing a lot back.
PTSD.
Gold.
Yeah.
Oh, but you could always do that. Maybe that's something to try this coming Sunday, Selina.
I mean, I don't know if it's wise to be chucking chocolate around the house with Riley. I mean, he'll probably find it first.
Yeah, but you put them up
Pie
high,
for
don't
each
you?
places, yeah.
And you put them in the box, in the foil. I mean, he's not going to destroy the box and the foil wrapper, is he?
I don't know. Calvin swallowed a whole Kinder Egg once from the shops.
Yeah, one of our
Took it
friends
off
as
the
well
shelf.
ate an entire, those big Toblerones you get from the airport.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of our friends dog ate one of them.
Yeah. See, you can't trust dogs.
No. I used to be able to trust Ted until he started a donut off of the counter, off the table one night. And then I had to message Cleaves in the morning saying, how many donuts did you have? Because I need to know exactly how many he's eaten. And luckily it's like, no, I took one to work. It's like, oh, thank God, it's only one donut. He stole not half a box. So, well, there we go. There's some lovely Easter.
We eventually brought it around to Blinky stuff.
We did bring it round to Blinky stuff, but let's face it, it's not exactly conducive to blinkiness, is it? Like, other than the Easter egg hunt, it's just a standard day.
I mean, it was an accessible history lesson, if you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Well done, Cleaves. You've earned an egg. I've hidden it somewhere in this house.
Ah, crap.
It's hidden in the shops.
It's a big house.
I actually know where I can find several Easter eggs.
Oh, good for you. So, tell us what your Easter traditions are. Also, maybe, you've done an Easter egg hunt as a disabled person and you've got your own tricks and tips that you want to share with other people. As always, you can get us on all of the things coming up. And
hopefully you might have got us on Twitch. Maybe.
Yeah. And if you've got us on Twitch, thank you for staying tuned. We honestly have no idea whether you're there or not. But we'll see. We'll see afterwards if we have a archived version for the next week. And maybe it has sound. Maybe.
Oh, you muted it, so it might not have sound.
It might not have anything.
Who knows?
We'll find out. But
life's a gamble.
Yep. And
So
what you
don't
can
bet
do
it all on black.
Yep. Bet it all on eggs.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Ah, that would have been better. Yeah.
would have been
Okay.
better. Yeah.
All right.
But we're not going to use that because it was too clever. But until next week, have a fantastic Easter. If you are celebrating it, enjoy your eggs. Don't eat too many. Diabetes is a bitch. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Seesaw Podcast. Your feedback and comments mean a lot to us, so if you'd like to get in touch, you can do so in the following ways.
You can find us on X at Seesaw Pod, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube at Seesaw Podcast. You can email us at seesawpodcast@gmail.com and you can stream with us live every week on Twitch at Seesaw Podcast.
Remember to like, rate, review and share with a friend.
This podcast was recorded in front of a blind audience.